Mic check, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Alrighty, everyone. Thanks for joining me so much for this appcast. I'm meteorologist Sarah Spivey. We have had some storms this Memorial Day for those around San Antonio. Some heavy rain has fallen in many areas, and some heavy rain is starting to fall on the east side of Bexar County near China Grove down to Elmendorf. That's where we've got the most intense part of the storm right now, producing a lot of lightning, a lot of thunder, and some heavy downpours. There could even be some small hail in the mix too. We're talking the pea to penny sized hail that is not necessarily damaging, but is very loud. But if you're joining us right now, really the biggest thing with this storm system is flash flooding. A flash flood warning continues for Bexar County until 9:30 tonight. All of this rain, even though the most intense part of the storm is moving out of the warning area, all of that rain has to drain off, and we've seen a lot of rainfall in those areas. We'll talk a little bit more about rainfall amounts in just a bit, but for now I want to talk about where the heaviest of the rain is falling at the moment. 1604 right on the east side there, and then right near Boltville, Calaveras Lake, Elmendorf. That's where we've got some of these purple colors near Elmendorf too. I think we could have some very small pea-sized hail in that part of the storm as well. Poteet, Pleasanton, Jourdanton, just now starting to see this rainfall activity. Also near Pearsall, and we do have one storm that is moving through Uvalde right now and Concan. It moved through Concan, and there was some small hail out there as well. So we're talking again about pea to penny sized hail being a possibility, but not that damaging quarter sized hail. We've also got another storm moving through Lakey as we speak as well across the hill country, but really a good portion of San Antonio saw some much needed rain. I say much needed because yes, even though we have been dealing with rain recently, we're still in drought. So this is good news that we're getting all of this rain. We just want to avoid any kind of low water crossings. If you have to drive tonight, and a lot of people will be driving tonight going home, I would suggest after about sunset. That's when we're going to really start to see things coming to an end around San Antonio, and that flash flood warning does go until 9:30, so maybe after that warning expires. But let's go ahead and turn off the lightning. There are quite a few lightning strikes. We actually had a power hit here at the station in downtown San Antonio during the newscast, so there's quite a bit of lightning here and some thunder. But really the most important part of the storm that you need to know is how heavy the rain is falling. Torrential downpours right now over Elmendorf, China Grove. Let's take a look at some of these rainfall rates down near Elmendorf. Rainfall rate of 7 inches an hour. That means that if this storm was to be still over Elmendorf for an hour, it would produce 7 inches of rain. Now it is moving to the southeast at about 20 miles per hour, but still very, very impressive torrential rainfall falling around this part of Bexar County. And as we zoom out a little bit more, I can actually put a track on this to tell you when it'll get to certain areas. So the heaviest of the storm should make it to Floresville by about 7:45, Poth by about 8, get into Karnes County by about 8:30. A little bit further to the north here, areas that have yet to see rain like Lavernia could be getting this storm system just within the next 15 minutes or so. And let's take a look at some of these rainfall amounts, rain that has already fallen, that the radar has picked up on. The reason why we have a flash flood warning is because of all of these areas in yellow here. Anywhere you see yellow, that is where we have seen about a little bit more than 2 inches of rain fallen, like out near Highland Park, just inside of 410 there on the east side of San Antonio and in Bexar County. Let's go ahead and take a look up I-10 closer to the 410 interchange here, right near Castle Hills. This is also where we've seen about 2 inches of radar estimated rainfall. In fact, we can get down into a street view right on West Avenue there, right at 410. That's where you've seen 2 inches of rain. Anywhere you see these greens, that's about an inch to an inch and a half of rainfall, like out near Clark High School. The area that has seen some of the most intense rain that we've actually had reports of some cars being stranded is right near 1604 and I-10. So we're talking areas like the Rim, Chavano Park. This is an area that has seen even more than 2 inches of rain, more like 3 inches of radar estimated rainfall. So low water crossings in these neighborhoods are going to be flooded, are flooded. This rain fell on ground that is saturated, and so that's 3 inches of rain over a, let's measure how wide this area is. I'm going to get this ruler out here and we're going to measure this area. That's 3 inches of widespread rain over 5 mile spot. Right there, I-10, 1604. That's why we've seen some of that, those flash flooding reports out there. But we've seen an inch of rain out near Scenic Oaks, another bullseye area. Oh my goodness, take a look at this. East of Comfort, we've seen 5+ inches of rainfall in those areas. So we're talking Guadalupe River, Cibolo Creek. We're going to have to watch those very carefully, although I haven't seen many reports of Cibolo or Guadalupe taking on too much water. This was very localized heavy rain. And unfortunately, you can see the areas that just have missed out on the rainfall completely. New Braunfels, Seguin, Lavernia. But again, Lavernia, you're going to be getting that heavy rain here in just a second. Same with Stockdale and in Floresville. And even at the airport, where we did see some decent rain here on the west side toward Castle Hills, that 2+ inches of rain, the airport itself has actually only reported about 1/4 to 1/2 inch of rainfall. So this just shows you how localized this is. In fact, we're only looking at about 0.15 of an inch of rain to up to 2 inches of rain out near Castle Hills. That distance is only 3 miles. So in the distance of 3 miles, you've had the very, very heavy rains out near Castle Hills and not a ton at the airport. That just shows you the kind of scattered activity that we're dealing with right now. But anywhere you see this green, that's about 1 inch to 2 inches of rain. That goes for areas on the west side, John Jay High School, Rio Medina out toward Castroville, and on the northwest side there near Helotes as well. But again, the heaviest of the rain, we're going to switch back to the radar right now, is starting to push through East Bexar County, toward Wilson County, toward Lavernia, toward Floresville, toward Poth, raining right now in Pleasanton. And you'll notice that behind this most intense part of the rain, we're starting to see the rain come to an end finally for areas like Leon Springs, northwest Bexar County. We'll go up to the hill country here. We do have some rain out near Kerrville. This was pretty intense just about 30-40 minutes ago. It's also starting to lose its intensity. So as we lose the daytime heating, once the sun sets, we're really going to see rain in large come to an end for us, for not only this evening, but for a good portion of the week too. This is our big rain event for the week. We do not anticipate much in the way of rain for the remainder of the week. Let's go ahead and focus on another area of our viewing area that's getting some decent rain right now, even some storminess out near Uvalde. Anywhere you see this purple color, that's where we could have some of that small hail. So areas from Canepa out towards Sabinal, that's where we've got some of that small pea-sized hail, plenty of flashes of lightning, but the heaviest of the rain and the most widespread rainfall is falling right now over San Antonio. In fact, why don't we go ahead and bring up some of the TransGuide cameras, because it is a very busy travel day, although folks shouldn't really be on the road too much from work. But as we take a look at some of those TransGuide cameras here, this is 281 at Nakoma. You can see quite a bit of ponding on the roads there, 281 at Nakoma. And I wonder if we can go ahead and put it on, there's 10 at Probant. So earlier we were seeing some accident out near 10 and Probant. That is since cleared, but at 410 at Babcock, you can see the ponding on the roads here. All of the water that's fallen has to drain off, and that's why we're under this flash flood warning until 9:30. They may be able to cancel that before 9:30, but I'll keep you posted. This is 35 at New Braunfels Avenue. You can see once again there's quite a bit of ponding on the roads. Next up, what I want to show you here is I want to show you some of your pictures and videos that you've sent in through our KSAT Connect feature on our weather app. And you can actually do that right now. If you're joining us on this appcast, the little camera icon that you see at the bottom of your screen, that's KSAT Connect. That'll take you to the KSAT Connect page, and you can actually see you can actually post some of your pictures here. I'm going to take a quick check. I'm on my iPad, as you can see, at power outages, and there's about 4,000 customers without power around San Antonio. That's another reason why we like this appcast, because even if you lose power, we can go right to your phone. So keep that in mind. The next time there's a major storm moving through San Antonio, if you lose power and want to stay updated about the weather, you can use this app right here. Not only is there a forecast available for you, but we meteorologists will be live, if need be, on your phone if we lose power. So keep that in mind. Okay, let's take a look at some of these KSAT Connect pictures. Oh, remember how I showed you that the radar, the storm was moving toward Floresville. This is a picture sent in, a video sent in of the storms moving toward Floresville. We're going to try to press play on here and see if that'll work. Connection's a little spotty. Let's see. All right, we'll go to the next one. This is a good picture. This is of the rain gauge out at San Pedro and Hildebrand. This is 1.2 inches of rain in about an hour. That shows you the power of the rain there. This is a look at downtown from the Alteza residences, looking at the tower. Great picture. This is a really cool picture sent in of Hondo, the flashes of lightning, and the agricultural fields there. Man, our farmers are loving all of this recent rains. This is from Taylor McClelland. They say, enjoying the lightning show from the comfort of the couch. Yes, a lot of people's Memorial Day plans in the evening here were interrupted by this rain, but at least they can enjoy it from the comfort of their couch. This is a video of some of the rain falling at San Pedro and Hildebrand. You can see just how heavy that rain was falling as it was moving through that area. Ryan is just enjoying watching the storms from their porch. That's great. And then another good video of just how heavy the rain was falling in some areas. This is in downtown San Antonio. Thank you for sending in that picture. Another great picture of some clouds there. Let's see, storms approaching from the northwest from earlier today. All right, let's see if we can go back to the graphics, and I'm going to go ahead and go back to the radar here for us in just a second. Awesome, there we go. Okay, so you can see here's what we're dealing with right now. The heaviest of the rain is falling in eastern Bexar County right now, closer to Elmendorf, as I mentioned. It's moving toward 1604 there on the east side, toward Lavernia. And we're starting to see some development into Guadalupe County. Guadalupe County has largely missed out on the rainfall today, but we're starting to see some development out there. If this rain can hold together, that is a big if. It is starting to fall apart as we lose the daytime heating, but it could make it to Seguin by about 8 o'clock. Probably wouldn't be a ton of rain by the time it makes it to Seguin, but something to consider. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the lightning here so that you can see just how electrified this part of the storm is down near Elmendorf, Poteet, Pleasanton. But I do want to show you as I zoom in that these storms are weakening. What we'll do right now is we're going to turn on the lightning tracker. So this tracks how much lightning is in this frame, and there's 96 lightning strikes in this frame. Watch me press play on here. In the past 30 minutes, we've seen the lightning strikes go down from 150 to about 95, 96. So we are starting to see these storms lose intensity, and the less lightning that's present is an indication of those storms weakening. So that's just another cool tool that we have here at your weather authority here in KSAT. So again, very heavy rain falling. Let's get down into neighborhood view here. Street view. This is 181 right at Cassiano Kilowatt Road, appropriately named for the lightning that's created over 181 in Kilowatt Road right now, just right on 1604 on 181. That's where we're seeing that. Calaveras Lake, people are out there enjoying the lake today. They're probably inside right now because of all of that thunder and all of that lightning. And if you're just joining us on the KSAT Weather Authority app right now, I'm meteorologist Sarah Spivey. I'm going through just a recap of some of the heaviest of the rain that's fallen around San Antonio. We still are under a flash flood warning. I'm going to turn off the radar so that we can see this better. A flash flood warning in these areas in this green. Over San Antonio, that's until 9:30. Over Kendall County, that's until 7:45. So just the next 25 minutes or so. Most of that water will have drained off out near Kendall County, where we saw up to 5 inches of rainfall earlier. So really the biggest area that we could see some additional flash flooding is around downtown San Antonio, just inside of Loop 410. So all of Loop 410 and most of inside of 1604, we could see some flooding until about 9:30 this evening. So we'll go back to the radar here for you so you can see where the heaviest of the rain is. So again, most of that rain is ending though now in the northwest side where we saw 2-3 inches of rainfall. The rain is starting to end for areas inside of 1604 on the north side. Still got some moderate, light to moderate rain. The heaviest of the rain is now falling from Schertz down to Floresville, down to Poteet as well. All right, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the forecast for the remainder of the evening. I mentioned that once the sun sets, these storms are really going to lose a lot of their oomph. So currently it's 69 degrees at the airport, rain cooled air. We got up to about 88 degrees today, but once that rain moved through the airport, we saw temperatures cool down. For the remainder of the evening tonight, just over the next couple of hours, we're going to have some of these lingering scattered showers and storms. But by 10, the rain is going to be over and skies are going to be clearing. By midnight, it'll be 71 degrees. The reason why we've seen this rain today is in the upper levels of the atmosphere. We've got this what we call a short wave. In meteorology, you can kind of see it, this wiggle in the upper level winds, the kink in the upper level winds in the atmosphere. That is what has allowed for these showers and storms to develop. But in its wake, we're going to see a high pressure system, a ridge of high pressure, move over Texas. You can notice that around this high, there's no rain. High means dry. So as this high moves over Texas, it's going to be drier, including tomorrow. And this is a look at tomorrow's forecast for you. We'll be starting off at 67. By 10, we'll be at 75. By noon, we'll be at 82. And then in the afternoon, we'll be at about 90 degrees tomorrow. So we're going to start off our dry weather pattern tomorrow. And then looking ahead by Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, warm, near 90. Over the weekend, especially on Sunday, there is the potential for a few more storms as well. But for now, this is probably our biggest rainmaker for the coming days for us, in fact. So I'm going to go ahead and check out on YouTube. We're also on YouTube. I want to see if we've got any comments from folks on YouTube, maybe some questions that I can answer. If you'll give me a sec, I can go ahead and log on to that and check that out. But again, right now we've got the heaviest of the storms are moving through eastern Bexar County, starting to move through areas of Guadalupe County for the first time, Wilson County and Atascosa County. That's where we're seeing some of the heaviest of the showers and storms at the moment. Around San Antonio, just seeing some lingering moderate rain falling in areas that are currently under a flash flood warning until 9:30, but you can see where the rain is really starting to end now. So I'm going to go on our YouTube channel and see if I've got any comments from any folks. Let's see. None yet. If you want to, you can comment on our video that's on YouTube. And if you'd like to, why don't you post some of your pictures on our KSAT Connect feature on our weather app. If you're joining us right now, that is at the bottom of your screen. I am noticing something interesting in Atascosa County right now. We're really starting to see these storms flare up well south of San Antonio in Atascosa County. You see south of Pleasanton? Hi, Chris. You doing all right? So right near Leal and McCoy, that's where we're starting to see those storms really flare up. You can see the pinks and the purples there. That's where we could actually see some hail at the moment. No hail around San Antonio, but one way that I can monitor for hail as well is by looking at the 3D picture of the storm. So I'm going to redo that actually. Let's redraw that box right there. Okay, cool. So as I tilt this to the side, you can notice that the storm, we can see it in 3D. We can actually fly through the storm if we wanted to. What I want to do though instead is I want to look at the actual hail core. And here's a look. You can see right over McCoy, also right between Dewey'sville and Fashing. I think that's how you say that. I could be wrong. You know how we are in Texas with our town names. So that's right on the Atascosa and Wilson line. That's where we actually could see some hail falling right now. But it's important to note that this is for areas well south of San Antonio. Let's go ahead and go back to the regular radar. But right there on that Karnes County, Atascosa County, Wilson County line, there is no hail for the areas where it's currently raining really heavily over Calaveras Lake, Elmendorf, Fairview, out toward China Grove. That's where the heaviest of the rain is falling. There's no hail in this part of the storm. Again, the biggest risk to those around San Antonio is the flash flooding that's ongoing. So we've got some pockets of hail as well. It's very small out in Real County probably. And I'm not really seeing any major issues on the thoroughfares and roadways around San Antonio, so that is good news there. All right, I'm going to take a moment here to reset. If you're just joining us on this KSAT appcast here, give me about another 10-15 minutes and we're going to reset and we're going to talk about not only the radar a little bit more, but also the forecast. So I'll be back in about 15 minutes. Alrighty, thanks so much for sticking with us through this appcast. I'm meteorologist Sarah Spivey. We're doing a reset here. We're going to go through what's happening right now around San Antonio on the radar. We're also going to talk about your forecast too. Take a look at the radar right now. The heaviest of the storms are moving east of San Antonio now into Floresville, Poth, Poteet, Pleasanton, and Jourdanton, pushing south even further into parts of Atascosa County as well. And around San Antonio, really a lot of this rain is starting to come to an end. It's finally stopped raining out in Leon Springs, starting to see the rain end in Leon Valley as well. There is no hail, major hail with this storm. There might be some smaller pea-sized hail in some of the areas where it's raining the hardest, like out in Atascosa County or even out west toward Rock Springs, Lakey, and Uvalde, but there is no damaging hail. In fact, the biggest issue with these storms has been the very torrential rain. I can go ahead and turn on the warnings here. We've got a flash flood warning for Bexar County inside of this green polygon here until 9:30. And the reason for that is I want to show you just how much rain has fallen around San Antonio. Turning off the warnings now, and we're going to go ahead and turn on the amount of rain, the 12-hour rain. Really, honestly, though, this is more like 6-hour rain, 3-hour rain when you think about it. But anywhere you see these yellows, that's where a lot of heavy rain has fallen, like over Elmendorf, Bronig Lake area. About, I would say, anywhere you see this this yellow color, that's 2 to 3 inches of radar estimated rain. Calaveras Lake about an inch. Let's go ahead and take a look out toward areas nearer to San Antonio. Right over downtown San Antonio, this is I-10 and H Street. These areas also seeing somewhere along the lines of 2 to 3 inches of radar estimated rain. 2 to 3 inches there. Very impressive. Houston High School about an inch of rain. Highland Park about an inch of rain. The Pearl about an inch of rain as well. And then further up to the northwest near Castle Hills, and we've got 410 here where we can see pockets of 2 inches of rain as well. The Rim, an area that got a lot of rain right over the Rim. That Lowe's, the Bass Pro Shop, that area got 3 inches of radar estimated rainfall. And then further north as well, closer to areas in Kendall County, nearer to Comfort, this was the real bullseye here. About 5 inches of radar estimated rain. Now the good news is I'm going to go ahead and actually show you the drought monitor. Okay, so keep this picture in mind. All that heavy rain right there, showing you the drought monitor. That's where we have the most exceptional drought. So it is good that we got all of that rain in the area that really needs it the most. This is also part of the Edwards Aquifer contributing zone, where any water that falls there eventually finds its way into the aquifer. So that is some good news there as well. But again, the biggest thing to keep in mind is that most of the heaviest of the rain is moving out of San Antonio as we speak, but there still could be some small hail there on that Atascosa and Wilson County line. Floresville now just starting to get some of the heaviest of the rain. These are still healthy rainfall producers, producing a quick 1 to 2 inches of rain in some cases from Lavernia down to Floresville, and then across areas out to the west toward Rock Springs. I'm going to turn on the radar out there a little bit closer. We do have some more widely scattered showers and storms. Something to keep in mind is that these showers and storms are fueled by the daytime heat. We're about to see the sun set here at 8:30. So after that happens, really our rain chances are going to go down for the evening, and we're really not going to see much more in the way of rain. Let's take a quick check of TransGuide around San Antonio, because again, that rain is still draining off. So we've got plenty of ponding on the roads. This is 90 at Medio Creek. This is 281 at Hildebrand. You can see a lot of ponding there on the roads as well. 37 at Houston. And then that's some ground there, Southeast and Military. I-10 at the Y, those lower levels are really what we're mostly concerned about in the downtown area. Those seem to be doing just fine. I-10 at West and I-10 at Medical. So again, things are calming down around San Antonio. Let's go ahead and take a look at the forecast for the remainder of the evening. It's now 70 degrees at the airport. This is rain-cooled air. You can see all the ponding on the roads there as well. As we look ahead to this evening, again, we've still got some scattered storms out there now, but once that sun sets, the rain is over. Skies are going to clear. It'll be near 70 degrees by midnight. The reason why we've seen this storminess is because of a short wave or a localized area of low pressure moving across San Antonio as we speak. In its wake, we're going to see high pressure settle over. High creates sinking air, pushes down on the atmosphere, prevents showers and storms from developing, and that's going to move overhead tomorrow. And so tomorrow's going to be a quiet day. We're going to wake up at 67. It'll be 75 at 10, 82 at noon, and looking ahead, 90 degrees in the afternoon tomorrow. 90 just about nearly everywhere around, and then it's going to be fairly quiet weather pattern for us. The one exception is over the weekend, particularly by Sunday, I do think we could have some more scattered showers and storms. All right, thank you so much for joining me for this appcast. Again, once these showers and storms move out of San Antonio, they will be done for the evening. And even these storms that are developing out near Atascosa in Atascosa County, these are, may have some small hail near Campbellton, but we're not worried about severe weather in any major way. And just a reminder that there still is a flash flood warning in effect for Bexar County until 9:30 as all of that rain starts to drain away. Thanks for joining us for this appcast, everyone.